damage builds, and I know I posted a video kind of about the mechanics and how we were able to come up with those damage numbers. And honestly, it really comes down to like people misunderstood melt and vaporize. These are two elemental reactions that in this game are just absolutely broken. And even, I mean, I'm somebody who has taken a long time to try and understand the game. And even I totally misunderstood this. But looking through this, right? Vaporize itself does not inflict damage. However, the pyro or hydro attack that triggers vaporize deals increased damage. So the way that this operates is that it's increasing whatever damage output you have. Now, when you look at the game's options for artifacts, right? We only have, let's see. We only have, so if we go through here, right? I'm just on genshin.gg/artifacts. Let's see. So we've got, now we have geo damage, which is a newer one, but then you have Crimson Witch, gains a 15% pyro damage, but it also increases overload burning damage by 40% and increases vaporize and melt by 15%. Now, vaporize and melt are the highest damage outputting reactions. So this right here, plus using an elemental skill, increases 2-piece set by 50%, which is just crazy to me. By 50%? So I don't know if that's meaning it bumps it up by 7.5%, or if it, yeah, it must, using an elemental skill increases 2-piece set effects by 50%. So it must be, it enhances it to be 22.5%, which is still pretty damn nuts, because that's just going into the, like, that's not even including substats on them, which those are going to be combined. So if this is 22.5 and you have 50% pyro damage on one of your crimsons, you're going to have 72.5% alone right there from after using an elemental skill. So it's pretty nuts. And then if you look down at the elemental, what do you see? You have Thundering Fury getting a 15% electro damage bonus, which is fine, but electro charge doesn't scale the damage bonus from electro or water. So the problem with this is that it's not that electro is bad, it's about the fact that the reaction that you're doing with the elements isn't gaining a bonus from this as heavily, because the reaction itself is a damage boost. So instead of doing 200% pyro damage, you're going to do 275% pyro damage. Do you think the superconduct electrocharge effects can't keep up? Absolutely. They can't. I mean, it's proven. People are making builds. Like if you look up Ziox, he has builds of Diluc being able to pump out 211k. He's got a video of Child pumping out 380k. And how this is possible is through these reactions, melt and vaporize. And I believe there's one more. Say, is it Hydro? So Hydro is the only one that doesn't actually have a kit involved, which actually makes sense. So if Hydro damage had a boost, right? Like kind of like Crimson, but for Hydro, it would be probably more broken with Child. Child would be absolutely nuts. However, this is the thing, okay? The difference here, okay? So when you're thinking Pyro, we're thinking Diluc, okay? Diluc, when you look at his Q ability, his burst ability, he can only scale at 300,000 or 300%. 300,000, I'm funny. 300%, okay? But if you look at Child, even just at base, right? I have him at base. I don't have Diluc, sadly. But if you look at his talents at base, 464% is his scaling. I heard a Hydro set is coming soon. That's probably why I was thinking that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is coming soon. But again, I don't know if it will really matter. I think actually for him it would, because I think it'll make his stance, his melee stance, way more broken than what this is accomplishing. So what I'm talking about is like if you want to set up your entire team to rotate through their burst abilities all set up, this is money. Honestly, this actually changed my perception of Gene Q. And given that a Hydro set's coming, Gene Q to me actually plays a way better role than I initially thought. So basically a main DPS has to be either Hydro or Pyro. I would have to say, yeah, either that. Or hold on, I would say, okay, because I main Razor, right? I would say that as of right now, with the current status of the game, yes. However, Geo was not something that anybody ever really talked about wanting to main. People did it as either a meme or they wanted to prove people wrong. Yeah, I love Razor. I'm not going to give him up. And this is what, I'll tell you why. I will not trade out Razor because I enjoy the play. Like, I don't need to break the builds to, you know, make them feel like for me to feel better. Like, I don't need to go around running around with like 200k damage to be able to feel good about what I'm doing in the game. If anything, that would ruin it for me. It would break the game. It wouldn't be fun. But knowing that it exists and how it's accomplished is important, because this is the thing. People are talking about it. And it kind of ruins it slightly for me when people are trying to find ways to just, you know, exercise that in the game. Because, like, to me, like, I don't want to be running around in co-op dungeons, people just destroying everything, right? But the thing is you can't, and that's the nice thing about this. So, you know, I was looking at his build videos and just like trying to figure out exactly what he was doing, right? So all he's doing is he's taking Bennett. Like, I don't even have to build Bennett. But what he's doing is he is capitalizing on his Pyro set with Diluc, or he's capitalizing on his Noblesse set with Child, okay? So his Child, I believe, is the only one that was built. So mine is semi-built. He's not a very high level one, but the important piece is, let me see. And Mona can actually do this too. So Mona, I think she can actually do more insane numbers. Actually, look at her ult. I don't have her built either. She'd be insane though. She'd be so insane. 476% at base. And I've seen her numbers get up there too. And I'm pretty sure that Child beats her in terms of damage. I think people just have had Mona longer, so they have the ability to build her. What up, Miles? Love the vids, by the way. My team now consists of Razor, Mona, Chi-Chi, and Fischl, but I am planning to roll for Zhongli, also for Razor's Constellation. Yep, that makes sense. Who do you think I can replace for Zhongli? Oh my gosh. First off, that's awesome. Dude, congrats. I think that's a fantastic team. We were actually just talking about Hydro and Pyro teams being really the main meta right now, but with the shift, right? We have a shift coming, okay? So Pyro and Hydro, just because people have discovered that those are the only ones that scale, you know, big pieces of damage, Geo is coming into play with the new artifact set that they come out with, all the weapons that have come out with, like the one for Ningguang right now, the Memory of Dust. I showcased that a slight bit. I did not do it right, and I'll admit that 100%, but that's because I didn't realize that Crystallize actually created shields. So once you actually hit with Ningguang and do like an elemental reaction, I wasn't trying to do a reaction in that video for some reason, maybe because I just didn't understand Crystallize, because I've never really messed around with Geo units, but as I was trying to theory craft, I was like, holy crap, like this could be busted. So even with Ningguang, like any Geo user, you don't even need a second one in order to proc a shield, right? Because you have Crystallize. Anytime you do a reaction with any element, you cause that shield. So realistically, all you're trying to do is cause your Geo unit to come back in at the end, cause some form of reaction, gather the crystal to then proc your shield boosting attack ability or passives. So for a team like, I apologize, I'm kind of going in tangents just because you guys are getting me excited and making me want to talk about this shit. I tend to do that. But I'm glad that you guys come in here and talk to me about it, because that's definitely something that I want you to be able to do. That's kind of why I like going live on YouTube as well. I've actually, to be honest with you, I've been streaming on Twitch for 2 years, and honestly, in the last few months, I found it way more rewarding streaming to all of you on YouTube, now that I've found a community that appreciates my insights and appreciates listening to me talk about this stuff. So it's really cool. I'm excited. You should be excited. Bennett, Sucrose, Mona. Usually they use that comp for big damage. Absolutely, Tecton. That is exactly the comp for that. And the reason is I was trying to figure out why is that such a broken set. It's because of the elemental reactions, and I didn't realize that initially when I was posting about this yesterday, why my child wasn't doing that much damage. But then I realized that how they're building this. So Sucrose, and then Mona, and then they would do a. So, okay, so the first two, so Bennett and Sucrose, they're there for their buffs, but they're not there for the final reaction. The final reaction, so it's basically going to start with whatever character you're going to do TPS with, okay? They start so that the Animo character can follow up, do Swirl. I got lied to, actually. I think it depends. Yeah, so most people are doing this, so like if I did this, I'm just going to fucking show y'all because I can do this technically with I can do this with a comp. I just don't have Diluc. Yeah, it's a one-time tick thing, bro. It's a one-time tick thing, but people are doing it just for shits and gigs, and that's the thing that bothers me about it. Is because like then people are like, oh, I'm gonna build this. Even I did. What up, Freddy? Welcome in. It's good to see you. How are you? All right, we came for all of this, right? This is the Viridescent set, right? Yeah. So how we're gonna run this, right? So let's say, and I would never run this team other than this, but I'm gonna do it for the sake, okay? So the purpose here, I'm actually gonna set it up like this. Yep, we're gonna set it up like this, okay? All right, so we're gonna set it up like this. I'm gonna walk you guys through this real quick, okay? So what I would do is I'm actually gonna change this to what Barbara's using, the Thrilling Dragon Tail crap. And the reason I'm gonna do that is to make everything go busted. Where you at? There it is, right here, cool. Okay. Yep, we're gonna swap that. All right, so this obviously, whoever goes next gets their attack increased by 48%, right? Now, I don't know. I have her shit. Yeah, I think hers gets converted. I hope it gets converted. So it'd be awkward if it doesn't. Okay, now Bennett, I'm just going to throw. I have Chi-Chi on, though. That's a big-ass difference, though. Yeah, we're going to do that, okay? We're going to swap her, okay? Just for the sake of this, okay? And then I'm going to use Chi-Chi. The whole purpose of Chi-Chi right now in this whole thing... Actually, I'm going to put Sacrificial Short on her for right now. And let's see, I've got Maiden. Maiden with healing. I wish I could create a set and save it. And then switch it. But we're good, we're good. So what we're going to do with her, right, is... Let's say we're going to switch it. I think it's Instructor. Yep, it's Instructor. All right, so we're going to switch. We're going to switch. We're going to switch. And we're going to switch. Oh, is there a cryo damage one? No, not. Works. You're fine? Good. I'm glad to hear that, Freddy. I'm really glad. What are you up to tonight? What are you working on? If you do it with Diluc, it would be Diluc E, then Sucrose E, then Bennett Q, then Mona Q. Yep. Wait a minute. No. Yes. Yes, it would. Because you're going from fire to water. Yep, you got it. Or fire, yeah, pyro to hydro. But see, like, that's the kind of weird concept with it, is that it depends on if you're using a hydro character versus a pyro character, I think. Because with pyro, you can't go from Bennett to Diluc. You have to go like, I'm trying to think, you have to go Diluc, then you have to switch to see, that's what doesn't make any sense. Why would you need to put Thrilling Dragon Tails on if you're gonna switch to a Melt character? Like, that just doesn't. Whatever. That's fine. We're not even gonna worry about that. So let's just say we got this here. This is for the elemental reaction portion. Okay. So then we've got And I'm going to switch this, put her back on Viridescent. Okay. All right, so we got Viridescent on her, okay? Verse 1.5, exactly. So like, why would you go to someone like Sucrose and then switch to like Chi-Chi if she's not even the one doing the reaction? She's causing melt, like the trigger for melt with Klee, okay? Exactly, you don't have a choice without Cryo. I didn't know that Aquila Favonia went up that much in base attack. Yeah, Aquila Favonia is actually one of the highest base attack weapons, I want to say, for swords. So then we go, and I actually don't even have my Crimson set built, so like my next goal with this, and Klee is one of my main characters, so I'll probably just build this regardless, but you can use this concept with Amber, you can use this concept with Xinyan, you're going to be able to use this concept with Diluc. Hell, you could even use the concept with Bennett if you really wanted to, or Klee. You could use it with Tartaglia/Child. You could, I mean, honestly, like, I can see people messing around with this and just doing this with anybody. It's just, it's stupid because, and the thing is if you have double fire, because you'll probably actually end up getting your ult a lot more frequently than you might think too. Yeah, Aquila Favonia is actually the highest base attack in the game for swords. It's got 48 base attack, so as you level it up, it's going to have the highest one. Skyward Blade is actually the exact same as all of the craftables, which is interesting. Not all of the craftables, I should say the craftable. So it's got a 44 base, so I'm going to put this on Bennett because his burst ability is scaled on attack. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to try this out. We're going to see what happens. I'm just going to go into the Abyss because I think you get your burst abilities right up front. And actually, I should check Klee real quick. I'm going to make sure Klee is on the right stuff. Okay, so we've got artifacts. Yep. And here you see increases overload and burning damage by 40%, increases vaporize and melt damage by 15%. So what I'm going to want to do is use her ability first, and then that way it'll allow me to proc this. So that's kind of the concept there. It's kind of funny. I have like healing bonus. It's so bad. I need to farm these. Like that was like next up on my list to do. I just haven't done it yet. Oh god, it's so bad. So funny though. But I got some pretty good ones when I was farming this initially. But I definitely need to build this further, and you're going to see that the scaling's not going to go up as high because obviously I'm using a level 8 of these, and I'm only using attack percentage, so I don't even have a pyro boosting thing here. I want to say, like, if I did this... Actually, this is the one that I could look for pyro. So, oh no, I do have it on pyro. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. These have pyro? Well, that's just hot garbage. Hot garbage. You know what? We need to play some music, though, because I don't like talking to myself in quietness. Is Child worth trying to wish for if I'm free to play? Or should I wait for a character like Zhao, Ayaka, or Kichin? Guru, welcome, by the way. Welcome to the game. I think it's fantastic. And I would say wait for Chao, but I only say that because he looks cool. But I heard Child isn't very free to play friendly. Yes, so let me give you my 2 cents on Child. Yep, and you kind of asked one of the questions right there, Tecton. So let me ask you, Guru, like, what's your current setup? Like, who do you have? You know, like, what is your, like, tell me a little bit about, I guess, like, what you're trying to set up for your main team. Because it really depends. And honestly, I have too many damn characters. I have too many damn weapons that, honestly, like, this is overkill. I really did this for content creation purposes. And then there's times where I'm just, like, becoming a little B word to the system, little bitch. I'm just gonna say it. Just be a little bitch to the system. So just keep in mind, all this crap isn't even like set up that great. So we're just gonna go to like, I think 7 here. I think that's a good one. Crits will generate. Yep, that's fine. We'll do that. And so I think it would be, was it this? Where is it? Bennett and Sucrose. There we go. Maybe it is switching from, I think actually it might be. We're gonna test this out. Do some elemental mastery. Am I crazy? Can I not? Why can't I hear anything? Oh yeah, that's because I don't have my stuff on. I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting I have like a sound thing that I use. I don't have it any. Well, I don't have any 5 stars. And I have Beto, main character, Zhongling, and Diona on my team, but sometimes I run Barbara. So this is the thing, dude. You are looking like you are going to want... You have a shield setup, like a really good shield setup. And honestly, what I would do... Child, Beto, Diona, Zhongling doesn't sound bad. No, not at all. I would say, honestly, you could set up... And you could get Bennett right now, too, through the Strangest Glitter Shop if you had enough summons from the game. The game gives you pretty lot. This is a tiny party. You're absolutely right, Donut. But you're welcome to stay along for the tiny party.